Ciao ragazzi, Mr. Roby One che vi parla, il vostro amichevole maestro Jedi di quartiere e oggi siamo qui per affrontare un discorso molto interessante. Come sapete a dicembre sono stati arrestati i fratelli Tate e in contemporanea è uscito un documentario di Vice che è stato anche stranamente cancellato da internet, ma noi ce l'abbiamo e non solo, armato di tutta la pazienza zen che Dio mi ha donato, ho tradotto e sottotitolato tutto il documentario, quindi sublikeate e mi farete molto felice. Non solo me, ma anche Tommaso, il vaso con il naso che ci accompagnerà in questa avventura. Quindi direi, guardiamolo e parliamone.
Do you ever wonder why some people who you've never heard of before all of a sudden appear everywhere?
Andrew Tate!
Andrew Tate is an Anglo-American kickboxer turned influencer whose extreme misogynist videos have helped make him the most viral man in the world.
Bang out the machete, boom in her face, and grip her up by the neck. What's up, bitch?
On December 29th, he and his brother were arrested by Romanian police as part of a rape and human trafficking investigation.
The Matrix has attacked me.
A few months before their arrest, I was in Romania trying to get access to their so-called secret society, the War Room.
The War Room is the most powerful network on the face of the planet today.
Andrew Tate!
To get inside, I had agreed to endure a professional cage fight in Romania,
I know he's gonna lose, but wow, he's actually in there.
along with 100 Tate superfans.
We shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs.
I need to grow. I need to get better. I need to evolve.
I'm not tough on myself. Nobody else will be. That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
This chain, hold on to it.
What I found out
My plan was to sow anarchy.
is that this recent arrest appears to be just the tip of the iceberg.
This is definitely a hit piece.
I don't care.
The real story
We've nearly conquered the internet.
began years ago.
There's not a single female complaining.
Do you think there's not a single female complaining?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
My ex-boyfriend was radicalized by Andrew Tate. He was sweet and I guess vulnerable to being brainwashed by Andrew Tate and his cult.
People don't know what he's done.
La pericolosa ascesa di Andrew Tate. Qui ragazzi faccio una piccolissima premessa. A me sta simpatico. In realtà stanno simpatici sia lui che il fratello per una serie di motivi, ma nel corso del tempo, soprattutto in questi ultimi mesi, visti gli accadimenti, il mio parere su di loro è iniziato un po' a cambiare. Allora, perché mi stanno simpatici? Uno, sono due fratelli con un legame molto stretto, molto bello. Anche io ho un fratello più piccolo con un bellissimo legame e sono un appassionato di arti marziali, combattimento, lui 4 volte campione del mondo di kickboxing, quindi alzo le mani e fanno ridere, cioè se avete mai visto il podcast di Emergency Meeting, cioè fa veramente morire dalle risate. Ovviamente se ti piace quel tipo di umorismo un po' così estremo, no? Un po' eccessivo, scherzano molto anche sull'essere, diciamo, maschi, sul ruolo delle donne, sono un po' grevi, ma è umorismo. Da qui a dire che sono dei misogini matti, ce ne vuole, secondo me. Rimane però il fatto che alcune delle cose uscite, soprattutto ultimamente, le accuse che gli sono state portate dalla polizia, i motivi dell'arresto e tutto, danno da pensare. Ok, io mi sono fatto un'idea su quello che potrebbe essere un po' Andrew Tate come tipo, lo andiamo a vedere più avanti insieme al documentario, ok? Vai!
If you haven't heard of Andrew Tate yet, it's only a matter of time before he pops up on your newsfeed. His videos have been viewed over 11 billion times, and in July he was more Googled than Kim Kardashian and Donald Trump. He's been called the king of toxic masculinity.
He has said that rape victims should, quote, bear responsibility for being raped.
We're about to enter his compound in Romania, which was raided earlier this year as part of the rape and human trafficking investigation that led to his arrest in 2022.
Is that true that you sequestered an American girl?
She's not even pretty. This girl's average.
She's ugly. I don't have time for this bullshit.
What about the rape accusation?
That's not true.
Hello, is this Andrew Tate's house? I'm Matt.
Okay.
Hey, hello.
Just a second to have a confirmation from Mr. Tate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you just let me know when we're allowed.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Hello, hello.
Good to see you.
This place is giant.
Yeah, I can give you a quick tour. I can't show you a lot of it. A lot of it's like off limits, but I can show you some of it. Gee, come bite them.
Level of security you have for your house every day, or is this just for us?
This is the normal level of security I have at my house every day. I'm prepared for all eventualities. It's better to be paranoid. I kind of like cars.
I can tell, yeah.
This door leads to... I can't take you in there. That's classified. Up on there, I can't take you in there either. It's classified. You do know if you go to any off-limit areas of security, you're going to intercept. So when I point classified, I'm basically saying don't make them.
Allora, questa cosa delle porte inaccessibili, stanze private e tutto, molto semplice secondo me. Ci sono le sue amiche ragazze che lavorano su OnlyFans, cioè sappiamo tutti insomma che il core business dei fratelli Tate è quello, no? Anzi, il fratello ha proprio un'agenzia con le ragazze che gli dà la metà di quanto guadagnano. Questa cosa è scandalosa? È illegale? Se sia illegale sinceramente non lo so, ma tutte le agenzie comunque che lavorano con influencer e, insomma, artisti di vario genere prendono una percentuale e la domanda comunque rimane sempre quella, cioè se il lavoro lo fa comunque l'artista o la persona, perché viene pagata l'agenzia? Perché fa tutte altre cose di contorno che sono comunque importanti. Stesso discorso qui, secondo me, cioè non lo so, ripeto, a livello legale non so come funziona, ma non ci vedo niente di così scandaloso. Ecco, se alle ragazze va bene avere un supporto di qualsiasi tipo sia da parte di Tristan o Andrew Tate e accettano di pagare una percentuale che sia la metà, ok, ma l'hanno comunque accettata loro, va bene. Andiamo avanti.
Got it.
TV, which I never watch. World title belts. I was 4-time kickboxing world champion.
And what's this painting over here?
That's my brother.
Who else lives here? Is it just you?
No, I live here with my brother. I think you get the best version of yourself if you live with other competitive men. I don't have loser friends. I like sitting down with people and discussing how we can make money from the conflict in Ukraine. That's what I enjoy. I don't want to talk about TV.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Hi, by the way. Sorry to interrupt. I'm Matt.
Georgia.
Georgia, good to meet you. What are you up to, Georgia?
Working.
Working.
Okay.
This is,
The woman I'm trying to speak to, Georgiana Noghow, would also later be arrested with Tate in December,
Georgiana, 2 coffees, please.
accused of assisting him in his human trafficking operation. Hey, how's it going? Hi. Hey, how are you? What are these guys up to?
Conquering the world, my friend.
Through what means?
I run Hustlers University, which is now currently the biggest online educational platform in the world. We've grown extremely fast. We have 110,000 students inside of a year.
Hustlers University. Hustlers University. Hustlers University.
For $49 a month, Andrew Tate's online Hustlers University promises to teach his millions of followers the secrets of modern wealth creation, from crypto trading to dropshipping.
No big deal, just the biggest online school in history.
Is this a sharp sword or is it kind of a decorative sword?
I did a Tate speech about why I have this sword. A Tate speech is like my YouTube channel, Tate Speech.
Yeah.
And I talked about how the #1 problem with the world is that not enough men walk around their houses with swords.
Mm-hmm. That's up there for sure.
Because if more men walked around their houses with swords, so many of the world's issues could be fixed. But you have to extrapolate it.
Okay.
For example, so the woman panics, she sees something on TV, the man comes home, she's like, oh, we gotta start wearing a mask, da, da, da. If the man walked around with a sword, and she's like, put a mask on, he'd be like, I'm brave, I don't need a mask, I'm a commander. Fuck you. It's just a symbol of empowerment. You got your sword, your wife starts talking, you're like, shut up, I decide what I do. Be quiet, cook.
Andrew's unashamed, misogynistic, and violent views so far seem to match his YouTube persona. But to find out how he's translated those into viral fame, I accept an invite onto the Tate Brothers podcast, Emergency Meeting, which is also a chance to get acquainted with his brother Tristan.
Welcome to Emergency Meeting, episode 13. We have a special guest, Matt Shea, who is internationally renowned and respected. He's a folk singer, and he's going to sing us a song.
Andrew's invited his mate on our show without my consent. I'm just going to have to bite my tongue and listen to you guys talk most of this emergency meeting. Otherwise, I'm going to walk off.
Matt, yourself, tell them about your singing career, tell them where you're from, etc.
Yeah, so I'm actually not a folk singer at all in
What?
the slightest. No, sorry.
What?
Are you calling my brother a liar?
You lied to
case,
me.
yes.
Let me ask you a question. Have you ever seen the clown that hides from gay people? Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen the clown that hides the gay
So
people.
you've never seen him?
No. Is he here somewhere?
Strange. Well, yeah, he's right here. I see him.
I see him.
All right, let's be nice to our vice friend. So let me be nice to him before he does a hit piece.
This is definitely a hit piece. I've warned my brother that this is a setup, and this is what everyone...
I don't care. I'm uninterested. I've clearly conquered the internet. I'm clearly unstoppable. I'm like the board.
You've invited the liberal news media to come
They
talk
can
to me.
all come. Just because I'm wearing a gun, I'm violent. Is that how it is? Just because I got knives all over the table and I'm a kickboxing world champion.
If you are wearing a gun and you have knives, that does make you a little bit violent.
It makes... No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Makes me security aware.
I don't want to sing a song.
I haven't
Sing
said
like
that
you
yet.
promised.
It's
You
a setup.
think I won't kick Vice out of my house. I think...
A few more minutes, or are we done with it?
No, you can sing now or you're off the pod.
During an ad break, Andrew breaks character.
30-second break. Chat shit.
Another 5 minutes and we'll
Get you out of here.
You can talk shit back. You can annoy us if you want.
Don't worry, no, I know. I'm just not very good at it. I'm not very good at talking shit.
We've had a long career. We have to do our normal broadcasting.
Okay.
Kick him off the pod. Cool, man. Have fun, guys, yeah?
Bro, this is going to be the worst documentary about us.
What they gonna say?
I don't know.
He has lots of cars and money. All the women love him. He's sexist. Oh no, please don't put that on the internet. Who cares, right? Whatever.
Within minutes of being on their show, the Tate content machine snaps into action. Oh, yeah. Wow. Already.
You promised to sing to me. If you think I won't kick Vice out of my house, you can sing now or you're off the pod.
Tate brothers embarrass Vice reporter.
Actually, I take that back. I want to make sure that my army is fighting, ethically and following the...
18,000 likes, 246 comments, 66 reshares. Oh, I accidentally liked it.
If you had to go to war, would you call your friends?
Let's see what people are saying. Tate win, as always. I'm impressed how easily he runs over weak men's arguments. It isn't Tate posting all these videos, so who are all these people? Tate Brothers Embarrassed Vice Reporter was posted by a fan account that has 58,000 followers and 3.9 million likes, and is just posting loads of videos every single day. Right in the description of his account, it says, looking to level up your life, start here. It's a sign-up link to the Hustlers University. Another account, and again, a link to the Hustlers University. He's got a clever formula here. It turns out a big part of Hustlers University is an affiliate marketing scheme where boys as young as 13 are instructed to share controversial videos of Andrew with links to the Hustlers University underneath. If someone signs up through your link, you get 48% of their subscription fee. By financially incentivizing 110,000 students to share his content online, Andrew has essentially built an army to make him rich and famous in eventually avoiding the impact of social media bans, because it isn't Andrew himself posting, it's his legion of fans.
All I'm doing is saying that the shit that everyone thinks isn't allowed to say. So that's the reason I'm all big on the internet.
I'm starting to wonder whether he's just a living meme.
You're a loser because your mentality is loserish.
Some kind of viral marketing campaign to swindle money from confused young men.
You never have the life I have, ever.
Or if he really believes what he says.
All I am offering is the truth.
Andrew first appeared on our screens as a reality TV star.
I've never been in a situation in my life so far, in my 21 years, where I really want something and didn't get it.
He had found an arena where controversial personalities thrive.
I have to manipulate a lot of people to win.
But something happened, one of the biggest reality TV shows of all time.
This is Big Brother. Due to events in the outside world, Andrew has had to leave the Big Brother house.
He was reportedly removed from the program when a video surfaced of him slapping his ex-girlfriend and then beating her with a belt.
Hey, stupid bitch. I didn't say the word listen. Did I say listen? Did I say listen? No. Did I say it?
Public outrage simmered down after Andrew released a video of his ex, claiming it was all part of a so-called kinky game.
It was just pure game, it's just what we used to do.
But what the public didn't know, and what we can now reveal, is that around the time that Andrew was playing Truth or Dare in the Big Brother pool, the UK police had informed the production company that he was under investigation for 2 incidents involving other women. One of rape, and a further of physical assault. In May 2021, Tate made reference to his arrest in an appearance on the Fresh and Fit podcast.
I was like, who are you? They're like, you're under arrest for a suspicion of assault of this dumb hoe. And I'm like, wait, this is dumb hoe? They didn't, but I'm going to protect her anonymity because I'm a nice guy. Dumb hoe.
During this same period, the Tate brothers were recruiting women for a webcam sex business and creating the first of their many online courses teaching other men how to do the same.
I am her everything. It doesn't matter if I fuck someone else, because I'm her everything. She has nowhere else to go.
It was called the Tate PhD, or Pimping Hoes degree.
She was a f***ing hoe, and I spotted it instantly because she didn't humble herself when she was supposed to. And I'm glad I didn't waste any more time on her, because she's never going to be doing like my other girls do, living in my house, letting me fuck other women, remaining loyal, and f***ing bringing me coffees and doing as I say.
Andrew has closed down the Pimping Hoes degree to focus on the Hustlers University.
Luke, your screen's compromised, yeah? So keep it super fucking vanilla.
But with a historic rape allegation in the UK, and the Romanian police now looking into him for rape and human trafficking, I want to find out more about his methods of recruiting women. Did you at one point say that the girls who started as your girlfriends and then worked for the webcam industry, 100% of the profit goes to you?
I think in a lot of households in the world today, the man is in charge of the investments. I think that's not an uncommon thing. Tell me a view I have that you think is genuinely insulting or destructive to society. I'd like to hear it.
You prefer younger women who are 18 or 19 because you can leave an imprint on them?
No, when I say leave an imprint, I mean that. I understand what you're trying to say. You're trying to say that, like, if I get her, I can brainwash her. I'm not trying to say that. If you meet a girl who's 22 and you're her second boyfriend, she's probably like a nicer person, less jaded, less upset, less suspicious.
So you like to be in a position of power?
It's not being in a position of power. It's about, I enjoy to show her amazing things. You're trying to attach things to the situation which aren't true.
5 years ago, you said rape is a terrible thing, but if you put yourself in a position to be raped, then you should bear some responsibility for that.
Okay, so first, we agree that rape is a terrible thing. The point I'm trying to make is the best way to prevent yourself from being raped is to have a degree of personal responsibility and not put yourself in positions to be raped, as opposed to standing there saying that rape shouldn't happen because, or men, raise our boys better. You know what else shouldn't happen? Robbery. I want the freedom to walk down the road with $1 million in cash.
Is it fair to compare the desire to walk around with £1 million in cash to someone wanting to just walk around their own city at night?
Well, female beauty is extremely valuable.
Female beauty is extremely valuable in the eyes of men who seek to exploit it.
I don't give a shit about having sex with beautiful women. I fuck them so they listen to me, so I can get what I actually want.
Tomma, qua ci dobbiamo fermare un attimo. Allora, poi abbiamo vari punti da trattare, ok? Prima di tutto questa fissa per le ragazze giovani. Loro proprio non ce la fanno, è più forte di loro, proprio, malati, appena maggiorenni. Probabilmente Berlusconi condivide i loro gusti, non sono gli unici, però parliamo di ragazzi che hanno 30-35 anni, l'età mia praticamente. Io sinceramente questa fissa per le ragazzine così giovani non ce l'ho. Capisco che, ma in realtà no, nemmeno lo capisco, perché qual è il fatto? Cioè, carne così fresca, soda, cioè una ragazza di 20 anni, 25, 30 anni che si tiene bene, sta in forma alla stessa maniera e sicuramente anche più interessante, perché magari può parlare di qualcosa di più, dell'ultima borsetta o del fatto che non ha mai visto l'oceano. Non so, perché poi in realtà è questo, cioè, secondo me, ma non è secondo me poi perché è quello che spiega anche lui abbastanza chiaramente, non è neanche legato al discorso solo della bellezza o del fisico. Il motivo per cui a loro piacciono ragazze così giovani è perché non hanno esperienze di vita né di relazioni. Quindi, da una parte dice una ragazza più grande che ha avuto varie storie che sono finite male, ha dei traumi che se li porta dietro e me li becco io quando poi comincio ad uscirci. Questa cosa effettivamente è reale, perché una ragazza che ha avuto delle storie che sono andate male ha avuto effettivamente vari traumi e ha messo su delle barriere, no? Mentre invece una ragazza che non ha mai avuto esperienze, non ha mai avuto un fidanzato o ne ha avuto uno, se va bene, è completamente diverso, perché hai in mano il potere di fargli una sorta di imprinting su quello che è la relazione uomo-donna. In più, quello che piace a lui è il fatto di poter sfruttare i soldini che ha per fargli vedere il mondo, fargli fare dei viaggi, comprargli cose costose. Questo però a che porta? Al fatto che poi queste ragazze lo vedono un po' come un dio, ok? Gli si attaccano sia fisicamente che anche emotivamente e diventano delle succubi. Questo è il suo obiettivo, lo ha dichiarato varie volte, perché poi che fa? Quando queste ragazze dipendono emotivamente praticamente da lui, può farne un po' quello che vuole, quindi anche convincerle che va bene se lui va con tante altre donne, convincerle che va bene se porta altre donne nel loro letto, convincerle che devono lavorare e dare tutti i soldi a lui. Insomma, è una cosa un po', secondo me, malata e che fa trasparire il fatto che non ci sia da parte sua un rapporto con le donne molto sano. Sappiamo che lui e il fratello vivono insieme da sempre, hanno un rapporto strettissimo, così anche con il cugino, ma hanno anche una sorella di cui non parlano mai. Insomma, possiamo provare a buttare lì il fatto che magari il rapporto con le donne non è proprio dei migliori? Diciamo, dai, concedetemelo. Oltre a questo abbiamo il discorso dello stupro, e lì, ragazzi, mi trovo d'accordo però, perché è vero che una donna deve avere il diritto di dire no, anche fino all'ultimo momento, siete nel letto insieme, nudi, lei dice non ho voglia, boom, fai pippa, vai al bagno, fai pippa praticamente e finita là, ok? Una donna deve essere libera di uscire alle 3 di notte ubriaca con la minigonna. Sì, mi va bene anche questo. Il discorso però è che purtroppo non viviamo in un mondo in cui il fatto che sia giusto poter fare una cosa non significa che poi puoi farla praticamente, perché se esci ubriaca e becchi delle persone cosiddette dei malintenzionati, stai bene a dirgli no, perché la donna è libera, ti violentano, ne approfittano. Quindi sicuramente prevenire è meglio, evitare di trovarsi in situazioni pericolose è meglio. Ok, questo è il discorso che fa lui, è un discorso che mi trova d'accordo. Benissimo. Da lì parlano del fatto che la bellezza femminile è un valore e anche quando parlano della loro origine, no? Dicono proprio questo, cioè Andrew Tate che ha fatto, ha pensato a quali erano gli asset di valore che aveva e si è reso conto che erano delle fidanzate. Lui aveva varie fidanzate, le ha chiamate e gli ha proposto di iniziare questa agenzia di webcam.
Which is not them. It's a means to an end. Every single Bond girl was exploited. That's exactly what I do.
Have you heard the term lover boy before?
The lover boy method?
Yeah, romantically involving yourself with a woman and then making money off of her in some sort of sex adjacent.
Il metodo Loverboy è esattamente questo, cioè lui ne parla come se non fosse una cosa illegale, ma io non lo sapevo, però appunto se il metodo Loverboy è una strategia illegale, ragazzi, è palesemente quello che fa lui, ma dichiaratamente, cioè lo ha proprio dichiarato in 1000 video, che lui fa innamorare le ragazze per poterle poi usare, ok? Per farle lavorare e prendere tutti i soldi, tra l'altro, cioè il fratello sembra prenda comunque il 50% per le ragazze che lavorano nella sua agenzia OnlyFans. Andrew parla proprio del 100%, ma ragazzi, cioè è una follia, oltre ad essere illegale a quanto pare, quindi su questo mi viene quasi da dire com'è possibile che non lo abbiano arrestato prima. Andiamo avanti.
Industry.
Firstly, I would call the webcam industry far closer to psychology than sex. The webcam industry has prevented more male suicide than any group of therapists, any action group, any charity ever would, right?
Is that true? How can you measure that?
Well, it's not about measuring, it's about my personal experience.
One of the concerns that people have about that method is that
let me correct you, because I'm a professional.
Is that it's similar to, or people might consider that a form of grooming.
Okay, so I'm a professional, so I have to I have to change what you just said. I have to at least challenge you on it. Nobody's concerned about anything that happened 10 years ago when a bunch of girls got rich. There's not a single female complaining.
Do you think there's not a single female complaining?
Have you seen one? Tell me.
Andrew says no woman has complained about it. He won't let us speak to the women who work for him, so for now it's difficult to verify this claim. But I have spoken to many women who complain about the effect Andrew's rhetoric is having on their lives. To protect them from harassment, I've agreed not to name them.
My friend was radicalized by Andrew Tate to the point of threatening to release revenge porn unless I took back what I said on social media against his sexist, misogynistic views.
It's like a virus. The scariest thing is, I have no idea if the next guy I meet could be an Andrew Tate fan.
As a teacher, it's definitely worrisome. There are boys who look up to him, especially those that are maybe vulnerable and they're sort of going to go into the real world, carrying those violent views with them.
I'm 14. The boys at school my age think that it's okay to say horrible things like women are men's property and they get to do what they want with them. Makes me really disappointed in my generation.
Andrew's views represent a new era in modern misogyny.
Start talking to some bitches, saying me and my man are gonna fuck you.
Where you can now not only talk openly about subjugating and objectifying women, but doing so actually garners millions of committed fans.
They don't believe the level that you can operate at when you're actually a G.
The most hardcore of them have traveled here to Romania to join the War Room.
The War Room is a fraternity. We're a brotherhood which is designed to inspire the best from our brothers. They have to have the mentality and the pedigree to survive. There's tests, and if you do them, you can stay inside.
What? At the top of Andrew's fraternity is a small group of wealthy and powerful men who all stand to gain significantly from the expansion of his empire. This inner circle is not happy that I'm here. Our testy exchange this morning, Andrew invites me to watch him train.
Have you ever boxed before?
No. But it turns out he's planning on teaching me a lesson.
Let's go square block.
There you go. I appear to have unintentionally walked into a situation where Andrew Tate is going to train me how to box.
Punch me. Come on. Punch me. Knock out. Oh, you're bleeding already. It's only round one. We've only warmed up. Keep on, bro. We've got 10 more rounds.
No, in way. I meet and get punched in the face by the inner circle of the War Room.
Allora, qua la parte dell'allenamento, cioè, mi fa ridere perché è una cosa che comunque Andrew Tate proprio ama, e ogni volta che ha occasione con intervistatori così li porta in palestra e li picchia. La scusa di fargli una lezione di pugilato, li mette lì, bam bam. Sorte che tocca anche al nostro amico Matt, che infatti si becca, non so se dalla gengiva o dal naso, però un po' di sangue. Diciamo che in realtà gli sta anche facendo un piacere perché lo prepara a quello che verrà dopo. Tenetevi pronti.
In the world Andrew is creating, not only are women to be subjugated, but men defined by their capacity to inflict violence.
Okay. Tap out. You stopped. You were like, all right, pause, time out. Like if that were having a street fight, would someone stop?
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yes, yeah.
The War Room is a network. We have 10 meetings a year. The next one's going to be in the mountains of Transylvania. You could do it, but I don't know, my friend, if you're prepared.
We've left Bucharest and we're driving into the Carpathian Mountains to meet Andrew and his inner circle for the War Room, which is going to involve something called the test. I've made it into Andrew Tate's War Room, where 100 of his biggest fans have flown in from all across the world, each paying $5,000 to have their manhood tested by the one they refer to as Commander. None of us know what he has in store.
I welcome you all to the test. There is a cage fighting event, and every single one of you has been paired against a professional fighter. Cage on national television, and it's a real fight. There are two paths you can go down. You can agree to fight, or you can decide that it's not for you. You have 1 hour to think and make a decision.
That's going to be a hard no from me. Maybe I'll do a yes, just to learn a little bit more of what happens, and then definitely pull out at some point.
Does anyone have any questions to ask me? There's no training before this fight. If you've been walking through life too lazy to train, is that your problem or my problem?
I couldn't help overhearing some disagreement within the war room.
I think he wants to talk to you, wink, wink. What the hell are you doing? What's this?
It's gonna be fine, bro. We have an ambulance, we have medics. No one gets knocked out. Don't worry about it.
At the center of it all was Andrew's right-hand man, Iggy Semmelweis.
Here I will share with you my secrets.
He's the self-proclaimed greatest hypnotist in the world.
You will learn the power of hypnosis.
And seemed to have an agenda that expanded beyond the war room itself into something larger and darker.
Your sons will marry their daughters. Your daughters will marry their sons. You will create legacies. Enjoying those juicy steaks, that finer scotch, those smoother cigars.
He refused to speak to us, but it's clear that he has a big role to play in whatever the war room's real agenda is.
This is the war room of Andrew Tate.
Now is decision time. You are getting in the cage to fight a professional fighter who is trained to hurt you. Anyone who is fighting, please stand up. Anyone who is not fighting, you can stay seated, and we will begin the other program.
Just like that, a third of the room decides to get beaten up for Andrew Tate. What happens to the people who said no?
They're doing something slightly different, describing the reasons they didn't do it, how that affects their life as a whole, whether they're gonna make any changes in the future to be more ready for opportunities. That's where honor comes from, right? From victory.
One of the men who said no agrees to speak to us as long as we hide his face. Why did you say no?
I have been in the ring before, but just sparring. But I was like professionals and Russians, like they guys are serious. I was just too scared. So then afterwards, I felt bad about myself and I was angry at myself because I came here to be tested.
Andrew Tate has obviously said a lot of kind of controversial things online. Yeah. What do you think about that?
A lot of things are very controversial, but I think the bottom of his message is a very, very positive one. Because if I'm not tough on myself, nobody else will be. Nobody really cares about me if I don't care.
Allora, la War Room, vi dico la verità, se avessi avuto i soldi mi sarebbe piaciuto partecipare, ok? E sembra una cosa comunque divertente, le premesse non sono male, c'è quest'idea di fratellanza, unione, che è un gruppo di uomini molto unito che si aiuta in tutto e per tutto a fare qualsiasi cosa. Il classico esempio, sapete, no? Quando si dice chi è il tuo migliore amico, quello a cui dici ho ucciso una persona e lui ti dice ok, dove lo sotterriamo, come esempio, no? È un po' quella la dinamica. E una cosa a cui ve la voglio dire, l'ipnotista, cioè è un personaggio secondo me abbastanza assurdo, vedendo anche poi questi tweet che sono messi proprio qua nel documentario, danno un'immagine veramente al limite della follia, cioè anche lui sembra uno che usa le sue arti, no? Le sue capacità ipnotiche sempre per soggiogare queste povere ragazze, cioè sono un po' malati quelli di questo gruppetto, comunque vediamo come andiamo avanti.
Me, right? That's what I learned from Andrew Tate.
People who decided this morning and people who decided at a later date here, please.
We have a chaperone following us. We've been told that we're not allowed to talk to anyone. What about in passing, asking people like, what single question?
Let me run this by tape before we film. No other comment.
Okay, all right. Would you be up for that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Our chaperone vets who we speak to and tries to heavily control our questions. What do you do?
Show that you're not some sort of right-wing extremist force.
Why did you join the war room?
I don't want to be stagnant. I need to grow. It's just a fundamental shift in my mindset. What I think could be bad is always good. Before the war room, I used to think, why is this happening to me? Now, what is this trying to teach me?
About Andrew Tate specifically and the things he says online, the things that get him negative publicity. Yeah. What do you think about those things?
I think he's speaking the truth.
Really?
Yeah.
Interviewing under the chaperone's supervision is proving restrictive.
Yeah? No alpha craziness. He's an animal, this one.
So we can't speak to anyone?
Okay.
Who is this mysterious chaperone anyway? Hey, man.
Matt, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, man.
I was wondering if we could have a little chat. Yeah?
Suits me, man. Brought over from Dubai.
Like most war room leaders, he has a sports car. Do you want to do the interview in here?
Yeah, I don't see why not, man.
And like most people with a sports car, he's keen to show it off. So, what do they call you?
In these circles, sartorial or the sartorial shooter. I'm one of the guys who manages organizational risk and security for the war room. So anyone with any criminal activity, maybe they are showing signs of being racist or sexist or any of these sorts of things, they're out straight away. We will not tolerate that.
And so how do you reconcile that with some of the things that Andrew, for example, says online?
Any claims of misogyny or the fact that he's, spreading hateful words, that's not the reality of who he is, and that's not what the war room stands for, and that's not what he stands for. There are many clips of him out there saying, I'm not a misogynist, I provide for my women, I would stand up for my women in a violent situation.
What do you think his detractors would say about, for example, what you just said, the phrase, my woman? Do you think that they would consider that to be misogynist?
The phrase, my woman, for me, ties into the very traditional values that we have.
Andrew's well known for talking a lot about his multiple girlfriends. How does that tie into this idea of a traditional relationship?
Men at certain levels can provide for multiple women. And even we can go back 100 years ago, kings, wealthy men, they would support multiple families. How is that a bad thing? It's only very recently that men and women have been competing in pretty much in masculine realms, in work and career. Not that long ago, and indeed in many cultures around the world, women still have the traditional gender norms. And we believe in the war room, that's what leads to happiness.
Rather than a career or, like you have, your own agency in the world to pursue your own goals.
The women who I know who are most fulfilled in life are not trying to do the things that traditionally men used to do.
What about a situation where, this has just popped into my head, where I want my girlfriend, who I love, to be a kept woman, but she doesn't, she wants to pursue a career or something like that?
Then find a different woman. Very simple.
The core belief driving the war room, and what men here are seeking, is a misogynist fantasy of a time when they were kings and women were subjugated. It's at the heart of what Andrew Tate is selling. Just look at the tweets of Iggy Semmelweis, his second in command. My webcam girl is home 100% of the time, has no time nor interest in going out. She sleeps, cooks, cleans, does her shows, gives me all the money, gets railed by me and our girlfriends, then smiles, thanks me, and goes and does it again tomorrow. Welcome to the war room.
This is the war room of Andrew Tate.
Now, it's quite possible this next story has passed some of you by, but you would be in a minority.
The world begins to talk about Andrew Tate with a new intensity.
He is a 35-year-old influencer.
Are acting like the things that he's saying is like revolutionary.
11-year-old boys, they love
Please
Andrew
stop
Tate.
looking up to Andrew Tate. He is a bad guy.
With the PR crisis going on, Andrew's team are eager for some good press. So they send an extra friendly chaperone to sell me on the benefits of the war room experience.
I'm Alpha Wolf.
Okay.
My role is to be Alpha Wolf.
Okay, fair enough.
Life is all about how you deal with the pain and how you move forward. You're going to learn a lot about yourself as a man, so take it, make the best out of it, and grow as a man and be tough.
All of the men in this room seem to be taking this incredibly seriously.
What's your goal for the fight?
Of course I'm going to try to win.
I see a lot of contenders right there who had the guts to come right here in a cage. If any one of them win one fight, is gonna win all their money, all their girls.
This is the culmination of Andrew Tate's pressure cooker of male insecurity.
You're fucking broke. You are poor. I'm the only guy on this platform flying around in private jets with 27 cars, living this lifestyle. Most of you are not too stupid to become rich.
Are you ready? Round one.
But while they come forward to gratefully take the beatings they've paid thousands of dollars for,
You're here to lose a little bit of blood.
Andrew Tate's future on social media is hanging in the balance, and the public backlash is spreading. I'm desperate to ask him about all of this, but first I have to get through this ridiculous situation that I've found myself in.
All right, let's go.
Give it up for man. Did I say it right?
Very excited for it. Now, the bell goes. Matt has passed the test. I know he's going to lose, but wow, he's actually in there.
Whatever's going on behind the scenes, watching me get
Man's
chased
getting
around
packed
puts a
out.
smile on Andrew's face.
Texas gets stripped to the ground. And there's going to be a ground and pound finish. But that is it. The referee calls it. He was unable to defend himself. I hated these guys when they turned up. I almost got to that myself when he was in my house. But you know what? He's officially won the over. I can't believe he actually got in there.
Those who went all in on their fight came out badly. One man was knocked out and taken away on a stretcher.
Jesus.
The inner circle had put these men through collective hardship and recreated them in Andrew Tate's image. Fighters.
Come here, guys. Come up to the front. He broke his hand on your head. And you're fine. So you win.
But they had also joined a movement that was widely accused of normalizing sexism and rape culture. While the men who chose to fight are paraded in front of the crowd, Andrew's team shamed those who refused.
The shame you hold. Hold on to it. Don't let it go.
Vedete, perché ha fatto questo tipo di prova Andrew Tate? Allora, prima di tutto perché, ok, lui è un combattente, è un fighter, quindi conosce quell'ambiente, ha quest'idea che l'uomo deve essere forte e quindi ha proposto un combattimento in gabbia. C'è anche un'altra motivazione, secondo me, e le botte, a nessuno piace prendere le botte. Se avete mai fatto sparring, sapete che almeno la prima volta è un'esperienza comunque abbastanza traumatica, soprattutto se lo fate con qualcuno che effettivamente vi mena. Accettare di entrare in gabbia e farsi picchiare da un professionista comunque richiede una certa dose di coraggio, anche in coscienza. In questo contesto, però, quello che succede è che si subisce l'influenza del gruppo, cioè ci sono proprio delle dinamiche di gruppo che spingono le persone ad accettare per non sembrare dei deboli, per non sembrare dei vigliacchi. Allo stesso tempo c'è chi invece dice no, io non me la accollo una cosa del genere perché non sono una persona violenta, non mi piace la violenza, non sono allenato, tant'è che un ragazzo, avete visto, glielo chiede proprio, ma ci sarà un allenamento? Andrew dice no, cioè se sei arrivato fino qua senza esserti mai allenato, cavoli tuoi, ok? In realtà il test è proprio entrare in gabbia, non si aspettano che qualcuno di loro abbia qualche chance, no? Però appunto ti spingono a fare una cosa che di base non faresti, sai che vai a prendere le botte, è un po' come quei passaggi di rito da cui comunque alla fine ti senti tutto galvanizzato, gasato, sono un figo perché sono sopravvissuto, l'ho fatto, ha una componente emotiva molto forte, ok? È un po' la cosa su cui gioca sempre. A cosa porterà questo? Al fatto che le persone che hanno partecipato si sentiranno ancora più legate a Andrew Tate e al suo gruppo, quindi saranno ancora più disposte ad investire e mandare soldi, sia chi ha partecipato, che quindi è stato iper rinforzato nell'ego, ma anche chi non ha partecipato, perché si è beccato la sua dose di vergogna, quindi si sentirà un cretino e farà di tutto per arrivare a paro con gli altri probabilmente. Il nostro amico qui usa la manipolazione psicologica, mentale, emotiva per sfruttare sia gli uomini che le donne al fine di mettersi i loro soldini nelle sue tasche, ok? Vediamo come continua.
So anyone who fought, you can put your hand up, how the experience was, how it's going to change your life, and if you have anything to say to the people who didn't fight.
I don't think I have any word of advice for the people that didn't do it, except that you should have probably.
Immediately, he went to check on me, and I'm thinking, I want to go train because I feel inadequate, right? So
yeah,
that's what I want to do.
Right now, I have new mountains to climb, and I'd love to get back here a year from now and go to the gym of the guy who beat the shit out of me.
Didn't it feel like a movie the last few days? I feel like that's a great metaphor for life. You know, we shouldn't be slaves, we shouldn't be working 9-to-5 jobs. We should actually make our lives into, I guess, a movie.
Be known as one of the best fathers in the war room. I can't look at my sons and tell them to suck it up, Buttercup, if I don't say yes to this.
Yeah, makes sense.
Whether or not they fought, all the men here paid $5,000 to the only real winner in this performance, Andrew Tate.
For the people who want to stay and relax, there's some chicks Don't know where they're from. Yeah, let's have fun. I hope you all enjoyed it.
We're told not to film the celebrations that conclude the evening, and it's not clear exactly what goes on. But once outside the lobby, we could clearly see a room containing naked women being photographed. With Andrew's team increasingly conscious of negative publicity, tonight could be the last chance to interview him. Do you consider the possibility that some of the things that you've said, which have been viewed 11 billion times, may lead to an attitude towards women that could be harmful?
I accept that across all of that viewership, I have perhaps, possibly, maybe said one thing, or maybe two, that has upset a large range of people.
Wouldn't it make sense to just apologize for some of the things you said, acknowledge that they have caused harm, and say that you won't say those things again?
No, and I'll tell you why. I'm not going to apologize for the edits of other people. I'm not going to apologize for the misunderstandings of other people. There's a whole bunch of clips people are making which make me look very bad. That's not good for my life. That's not good for business.
The clips that portray you in a negative light also help the algorithm to make you become more famous and more viral.
I'm not an expert on algorithms for social media platforms. I do not have most of them installed on my phone. I cannot control what a 15-year-old Singaporean decides to do when he chops me up and calls me names. I can't control that, and I wouldn't try to.
There has been a lot of bad press about you. That's made some nervousness within members of the war, and why is that?
Well, obviously, when people are going to continue to lie and continue to do very, very shallow, very, very fictitious investigations, people are going to lose faith in you. The media has lost all credibility because you do not try and portray the truth anymore.
One thing that stands in the way of truth, for example, is when we often do documentaries, but in this documentary we've been very closely watched by the sartorial shooter, Alpha Wolf, picking who we can speak to, you know, monitoring the interview. What is it that you're worried that we're going to find out?
These questions are so low.
This is low. It's low. We let you in. We tried to take care of you. And you're sitting here and just attacking us for 3 hours, bro.
The world is asking these questions, and the viewers will be asking these questions.
It's a consistent leading question, a consistent narrative. Where's the question about the good he's doing for men? Well, there's a very clear narrative. I need to leave.
No. Quello che sta facendo Vice è metterlo un po' alla gogna, un po' alle corde. Non lo so, cioè effettivamente le domande che gli fa ci stanno, ragazzi. Cioè, se tu comunque dai quell'immagine del misogeno, sessista, donna, schiava, zitta e lava, è normale che poi qualcuno ti viene a chiedere: ma ci stai dentro? Sei normale? E quindi non puoi nemmeno rosicare. Io capisco l'assistente di Tate che dice: ah no, perché qui non parlate del bene che fa per il mondo, solo le cose negative, c'è una chiara narrativa. L'avete creata voi questa narrativa, quindi adesso rispondi. Anche perché Tate, una delle cose che secondo me hanno portato a diventare così famoso è l'abilità proprio che ha nel parlare, no? È un oratore abile che ti rigira la frittata in 1000 modi, veramente con le acrobazie totali, che alla fine sembra che abbia ragione anche quando magari ha palesemente torto.
In the days afterwards, Tate is banned from YouTube, TikTok, Facebook and Instagram, to the protest of his fans.
They have shut us down. This is warfare against the West.
For a moment, it seems the deplatforming has worked. But then, he reappears on Instagram with an emoji covering his face.
You're lost. You understand you're living inside of a mechanism which is designed to control you. You don't.
He moves to Dubai, converts to Islam, sets up a new bank entirely owned by him, and rebrands the Hustlers University as the real world. In the first month after being deplatformed, he made $11 million and got 250 million views on TikTok alone. Months later, Elon Musk reinstates his Twitter account and he gains 1 million followers in 24 hours.
I have no criminal charges. There's no charges at all against me. I have not hurt any women. No women are coming forward saying Andrew hit me. Zero.
Andrew maintains that he has never abused a woman. But when we get back from Romania, we finally manage to speak to some women from his past.
A big thing that upset me a lot was everyone saying it's a character, it's a character, it's a character, when I know it's not.
To suddenly see him pop up on TikTok just made me really angry. because people don't know what he's done.
Amelia began seeing Andrew in 2013. Due to fear of harassment from his fans, she is withholding her real name.
I always knew, even back in the day, there was always things said bad about him. But when I'd seen him again in 2013, I thought, oh, all these rumours about him may be false because he's actually been really lovely. The first time I went round his house, because before it was like maybe 3-4 times we got on dates, we started to make out on the bed. Out of the blue, he literally just stopped what he was doing and just laid back. He said, I'm just contemplating whether I should rape you or not. And I promise you, within an instant, he changed. He just jumped straight on top of me, grabbed my throat, started suffocating me, strangling me. The more I didn't want to, it made him so much more aggressive to the point where he was pinning me down, hurting me. The things he was saying to me, he was like, who do you belong to? Who do you belong to? The more I couldn't say it, the more he'd hurt me. So I couldn't see an escape. And at that point, I just gave up. I just gave up. And then when it stopped, he went to the bathroom and acted as if it was normal. So I'm like, maybe I did what? Did I want it? Did I not? I definitely said to him, please don't, and he told me shut the fuck up. Definitely got strangled. I definitely didn't want it. Did he think I wanted it? When you look back, the psychological warfare you have with yourself is like you couldn't even imagine. You wouldn't know, you wouldn't understand it unless you've been through it. Can't even say the damn words.
Have you since come to terms with the notion that that may not have been consensual, that may have been...
I know for a fact it wasn't consensual.
But it's hard to use the word.
Even though I know technically it's true, that did happen, that is what happened to me, I still don't like vocalizing it.
Amelia's method of coping with the alleged rapes was to pretend to herself that it was a normal relationship.
Sure, because he knew I didn't want it, which he confirms in multiple voice messages and texts to me.
Am I a bad person? Because the more you didn't like it, the more I enjoyed it. I fucking loved how much you hated it. Turned me on. Are you seriously so offended I strangled you a little bit? You didn't fucking pass out. And all the women I've ever slept with, not a single one has ever bitched or complained like you are bitching and complaining now.
Every few months, Andrew would send me on a different number messages to remind me of how dangerous he was.
I thought I'd remind you of the caliber of man I am. I am one of the most dangerous men on this planet.
Scare tactics to make sure I wouldn't report, would always be under his control. It was always to remind me that he was there.
After 6 months, Amelia eventually left Andrew when she says she began to fear for her own life. In 2014, she also decided to report the incident to police, who logged it.
A year after, I got a phone call from Hertfordshire Police. She said to me, we have 2 other girls that have come forward and said the exact same thing as you. Would you please be willing to come onto this investigation to make this case stronger? And without any hesitation, I said yes. And I thought, well, if there's 2 other girls, I'm not alone now. I'm not alone.
One of those women was Sally. She was 20 when Andrew Tate approached her for webcam work. Due to fears of harassment from his fan base, she is also withholding her real name.
First night that I worked for him, Andrew bought me like 5 bottles of wine. So I got completely drunk because I'd never done webcam work. So I was very, very nervous. Then that night, we were just sitting on the bed and Andrew punched me in my arm. I went to the bathroom and cried. It really, really hurt to have someone just hit me in the arm for no reason. I was very confused. Sorry. Sorry, I don't want to cry.
It's okay.
Room. He was super, super nice. Like, from what I remember, Andrew didn't have any alcohol at all. It was literally just me. That night we cuddled and we ended up having sex, and I was really, really drunk. That was my first night. Then it was kind of like every single night I would work.
Were there any other instances where there was physical abuse?
He used to strangle us as well. There was another time when he came into the bedroom, me and the other girl, we would sleep in the same bed with Andrew, but at this time the girl had a partner, so she was not interested in Andrew at all. And I had gone to the shower, I came back and I noticed he was, like, I saw him raping her. And when he threatened to beat me up in the bathroom, and he said, "Oh, I don't give a fuck if you call the police, I'm gonna beat the shit out of you." That's kind of when I knew, you know, I had to get out of there. I stopped working for Andrew about March, April time, and I went to the police shortly after that. Nothing was done, really. The other girl, she went to the police, and then that's when they arrested him and took him into custody for like 2 days. When Andrew was arrested, we were taken in for a proper interview, and it kind of just got left. I would send emails asking them to update, I'd hear nothing back.
When we referred to your police about this,
Sells
they had this to say.
company
We
full of-
acknowledge that there were some delays to the investigation. This was addressed at the time and apologies were made. The decision to prosecute based on the police's evidence would be up to the Crown Prosecution Service.
Unfortunately, they turned around and just said, "Oh, we can't continue this case anymore. It's just insufficient evidence."
You witnessed the rape occurring. Did that not count as evidence for them?
No. They openly said it's really, really difficult to prove rape. Very difficult.
The Crown Prosecution Service said, "In this case, we carefully reviewed all the evidence provided by the police regarding each complainant and concluded it did not meet our legal test and there was no realistic prospect of a conviction." In the UK, only 1 in 100 reported rapes result in a charge, let alone a conviction. In a statement issued via his lawyer in Romania, Tate denied the assault or rape. He said, "They wanted money because I fired them. The police understood after the investigation that I am innocent, and the police found messages from the girls' phones where they were talking between themselves and planning to lie about me."
Yep,
Sally
that sounds
said
accurate.
The CPS sent a letter saying that one of the reasons they didn't charge Tate was because they found voice notes on our phones where we talked about whether we should tell the police that he gave us alcohol. We were talking about it because that is what happened. He used to get us drunk.
They could instinct a text from a man to a woman saying, "I love raping you. I know what I do to you is abusive and controlling." To CPS, apparently, that's not enough. The bravest thing I think I ever done in my life, which was hell, 4 years of absolute hell, going through an investigation without anyone knowing, and basically to do it alone, was all a waste.
Despite repeated requests, Tate's lawyer did not provide a response to Amelia's allegations. The Romanian investigation into Andrew Tate and his brother finally led to an arrest on the 29th of December.
The Matrix has attacked me.
Police accused them of using the Loverboy method to traffic at least 6 women into a Romania-based webcam sex business. But we now know similar allegations have dogged Tate for years. His followers are obsessed with the idea that the Matrix is conspiring against him. But if anyone in this story is the victim of a conspiracy, is it the multi-millionaire celebrity? Or is it the women who claim they were abandoned by the system?
You know, you see all these young men talking about how he's such a great guy and stuff, and that's so difficult to see. There are better role models out there. Don't be fooled by all the money and the nice cars and all the women. Working on yourself and becoming a better man and better mindset, yeah, but real men don't lay their hands on women.
Allora, gli audio non mi convincono, quindi questo ve lo dico sinceramente. Arriviamo a questo punto alle interviste alle ragazze che sono uscite fuori dichiarando che hanno subito delle violenze da Andrew Tate. È vero, non è vero? Diciamo che il fatto che loro vogliano nascondere viso e nome ci sta, no? È comprensibile, perché comunque parliamo di una persona che ha migliaia, milioni di fan e abbiamo visto mille volte cosa può succedere quando c'è una sorta di rivolta del popolo del web, quindi di becchi cioè offese nei commenti, nei social, anche nella vita normale diventa veramente un problema grosso. Allo stesso tempo, però, abbiamo visto anche che quando si parla di uomini facoltosi, ma persone in genere molto facoltose, il rischio che vengano mosse delle accuse per interessi economici o di altra natura è sempre dietro l'angolo. Quindi abbiamo un po' questi due pesi sulla bilancia. Quello che possiamo fare è andare a analizzare i fatti. Uno, lei parla del fatto che lui compra queste 5 bottiglie di vino, lei si ubriaca, marcia, quindi va a letto con lui, cioè come se facesse delle cose contro il suo volere solo perché è ubriaca per colpa di Andrew Tate che gli ha dato il vino. Allora, al momento di queste storie lei aveva 20 anni. 20 anni non sei proprio una bambina, no? Se ti trovi a casa di una persona di cui magari non ti fidi perché non la conosci così tanto e ti porta da bere, ti propone di lavorare con le webcam e tutto, magari evita, per il discorso che facevamo anche prima rispetto allo stupro, no? Evita di trovarti in una condizione in cui non hai controllo su te stessa e sull'ambiente circostante. Discorso del pugno sul braccio, sinceramente ho difficoltà a immaginarmelo proprio come un atto violento, cioè un pugno sul braccio, che significa? Cioè, non lo capisco, capite? Cioè, nel senso, non è che dici, mi ha dato un destro, ok, è una violenza, pugno sul braccio. Quando parla del fatto che dormivano insieme, tutte e tre, lei, un'altra ragazza e lui, ragazzi, dormivano insieme, facevano sesso, avevano questo rapporto, che poi tu dici che l'altra ragazza a un certo punto si è fidanzata quella sera, quindi non aveva interesse in Andrew, te sei andata a farti la doccia, esci e la stava violentando. Pure qua, cioè, è un po' strano come racconto, non lo so, non so che ne pensate voi, però se è fidanzata te ne vai, non dormi più nel letto con loro, non stai più in quella stanza, in quella casa, tirando le somme proprio, l'idea che mi sono fatto io è questa. Andrew Tate è pieno di soldi, soldi che ha fatto in modi moralmente discutibili, probabilmente anche legalmente discutibili, infatti vedremo come andrà a finire, insomma, se usciranno di prigione e vedremo se usciranno di prigione e con quale sentenza. È un uomo che comunque si è sempre goduto la vita, che ha una visione delle donne, secondo me, un po' strana e probabilmente legato a questo anche la sua visione della sessualità potrebbe essere un po' strana, come abbiamo visto prima, quindi potrebbe avere delle fisse legate proprio all'ego suo di uomo e legate al ruolo della donna, quindi un po' questa spinta alla sottomissione, un po' a 360 gradi, quindi economica e a livello proprio di vita e che poi si riflette anche a livello sessuale, quindi è un parere, non mi stupirei se venisse fuori che comunque il modo appunto in cui hanno fatto i soldi è illegale, non credo che sia una persona, non credo molto nel discorso degli stupri, però anche lì, ripeto, a tanti soldi si può difendere, non possiamo metterci la mano sul fuoco e come in tutte le cose in questa vita è fatta di sfumature. Credo che molti dei messaggi che lui e il fratello portano sono effettivamente importanti, hanno un valore anche perché con tutta questa woke culture negli Stati Uniti che sta arrivando, se non è già arrivata anche in Italia, si stanno un po' perdendo tutti quelli che sono i valori e tutti quelli che sono un po' le caratteristiche dell'uomo, no? Dell'uomo e della donna, d'altro canto. Appunto, una persona che invece spinge per una classificazione molto chiara di quello che è uomo e quello che è donna attira molta attenzione, attira molti ascolti, crea molte discussioni, e questo infatti ha portato Andrew Tate alla ribalta. Vedremo come andrà a finire, vedremo se gli daranno 40 anni di galera, vedremo se uscirà dopodomani, non lo so. Ditemi voi cosa ne pensate, scrivete nei commenti il vostro punto di vista e boh, ci vediamo alle prossime puntate. Da me e Tommaso, un saluto.